And we are back with Destructoid video. I'm here today with Mary Stowe, who got to play an early build of Dead Island 2 during PAX. Mary, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. I finally caught up on my sleep from PAX, and I'm ready to talk about some zombies.
Zombies. You got to slice up a lot of zombies during your 30-minute demo with the game. And just first off, what was your first reaction after you played it? Was there anything that stood out?
It's just a really good zombie slashing game, which is what I want from Dead Island. It's been a while since I played the Dead Island series. I played a lot of the first one, back on my Xbox 360. And that was just one of the cool things about it. It's I'm just in the mood to go through hordes of zombies in really interesting ways. And so this gives me that same feeling that the first one did.
Yeah. Now, do you see that in any type of negative way? The fact that your first reaction wasn't something new or exciting, that was kind of more of the same.
It's one of those things where I think I'm gonna have to play more than a 30-minute demo to decide, to really decide and get a better feel for the whole game. But I think there's been video games that have done things in a similar way from the first game, and it's been successful. The same isn't always bad. It's not always negative. Sometimes they just know what the fans want.
Yeah, very much true. Now, they've talked about this brand new gore system where the limbs are falling off. It's super detailed. Did it make you cringe at all, or were you fine playing it?
I was fine playing it. Usually super gory, bloody things can kind of get a little oh, this is a little much for me. But for some reason, when it comes to zombies, I don't care. There was definitely a lot of blood, a lot of limbs falling off. But I was just kind of oh, that's cool. I could actually slice the leg off and slow them down, or take their arm off so now they can't hit me.
That's awesome. How is the combat? Is it pretty basic swing and kill? Is there new mobility options, something more similar to Dying Light, or is it pretty much your standard Dead Island game?
So in the 30-minute demo that I got to play, they gave you a pretty good variety of weapons. You had you had a pistol, a rifle, but then there was these Wolverine claw things with lightning. There was a knife, a giant sledgehammer that did bleed damage, and that one became my favorite, really quick. And even though it was really slow to swing, it was really satisfying because at one point I swung it and there was a group of zombies all coming towards me at once, and it just kind of hit this nice slow-mo motion.
Nice.
And all of them just slow-mo went flying backwards, and it was really cool.
Does it actually go into slow-mo? I actually hadn't noticed in the
little
footage.
bit. At times it does.
That's really cool. So you can see all the flesh and bone being ripped apart in great detail.
Yeah, the blood and
That's really cool. So it's more so about the weaponry, I would say. That seems to be the big selling point for this. The crazy stuff that you can do with that. So not necessarily something like parkour, but more so about finding these wacky weapons and just destroying tons of zombies.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of customization with what kind of weapons fit your play style. Do you really want to hit really fast and do fire damage? Do you want to do electric damage? Do you want to do more range stuff? I rarely used the pistol and the rifle. I was just let me just slice things. The katana is really cool. And then at one point, there was almost a rage mode. So there's going to be abilities, but you went into a rage, and it was just your hands just clawing. You became the zombie in a way. And I was just fighting zombies with my hands.
Oh, okay. That sounds really awesome.
Yeah.
This is obviously a game all about destroying tons and tons of zombies, but is there a story of any sort? Did they really focus on it in the demo? Or is it just they just throw you into killing zombies?
At this demo, they didn't really focus on the story at all. I think they were focusing more on showing off as much combat as possible, because I think that's what's really going to grab people immediately. But from the trailers that we've seen, there is a cast of characters. There is going to be a main story. Do I care about that in my zombie game? Is yet to be determined. As long as I'm having fun, slashing zombies, I'm good.
Yeah, I gotta say, the vibes I'm getting from the story, they're kind of Saints Row-y vibes, if I'm being honest. That's what I'm scared of. I'm scared of ultra cringe dialogue, but if it matches the world well, if the world is over the top enough to where it matches, I'm fine with it. But I will say, a little off-putting right now after the handful of games we've gotten recently with some very cringe writing and dialogue, and even acting in some scenarios.
Yeah, and this demo, there was a little bit of dialogue coming from the character that you were playing, and some of it I was like, okay, this could like be borderline corny, cheesy. But like you said, it's one of those styles of writing that I think as long as it fits the rest of the game, the world, the characters, then like, yeah, you could find yourself laughing out loud at like these really funny, corny moments.
Now, transitioning from story, how's the presentation? How's the game look graphically? We talked a little bit about the detail and the gore and whatnot, but how's the character models, the environments, the lighting, performance? How's all that?
It's gorgeous. It looks really good. It runs super smooth. At the demo, like, I assume they're running it, like, off of a PC. I didn't actually get to see, like, was it running off of an Xbox, a PS5, or a PC. I just kind of assume there's a PC hidden in this cabinet for the demo. But it ran super smooth. I didn't notice, like, any hiccups, no lagging, no frame drops, no, like, buffering. Like, I didn't, like, it was just a very smooth transition from, like, one area to the next.
Nice.
The zombie models are like, they're creepy. There's a little bit of variety between like the different types of zombies, but like you can see like the textures of the skin, the rips of the clothing, the lighting in the area that I was in was really nice. It's at night and it was in kind of like a carnival sort of area. So there's this like kind of glow from the scenery. But it looked really, really good.
Now, with this being a zombie-filled game, are there any horror components? Or is this straight up an action comedy, basically? Or is there any, like, darker settings that might be kind of creepy in this game?
Not that I noticed from this demo, but there's definitely, like, different types of, like, more boss zombies. There was one that was, like, just so much bigger and taller than all the rest. There's one that was like electrically charged. I've seen one that's more of like a screamer where like it screams really loud. So there's going to be like some challenges to it. Whether they're gonna like sneak up on you or not, like that would be really creepy and really cool, and like would add that level of suspense if there's like a ninja zombie or something.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's not explored enough in zombie games. They're usually all like the same size, but let's face it, people in real life are all different shapes and sizes. I want to see like a bodybuilder that turned into a zombie, like someone who's massive.
Yeah. That's kind of how this one was in the demo. Like, he was just so much taller and, like, so much more built. And I'm like, I don't know if that was, like, a zombie mutation thing that happened, or if, like you said, this was just a bodybuilder that, like, got bit and is now a zombie.
Just wrecking house. He's, like, friggin' Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of enemies, there's also this one that was almost, like, electrically charged, and I kept my distance. I was like, no, thank you. Do not get near me. I used all my ammo and like my pistol and my rifle to like take down that one first. Cause I was like, I don't want to find out what happens if I get electrocuted or stunned. And then these 6 other zombies that are like shambling their way towards me managed to get their hands on me. So that's what I saved my ammo for. The only time I use a ranged weapon in the demo.
All right. Well, was there any other major takeaways from your time with Dead Island 2?
Fans of the original Dead Island, I think, are really going to love this game. It has the same feel of the original, but in a good way. It's more modern in some ways. And we've waited a long time for Dead Island 2, and now we get to celebrate.
It was announced so long ago.
Yeah, now we finally get to have this game. I feel like we've waited so patiently, and now it's here.
Yeah, it is finally here, and it's coming out April 21st on all platforms, even last gen. So thanks a lot for telling me about your time with Dead Island 2. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up, and if you didn't, hit that thumbs down. We will talk to you guys next time. See ya.
Bye.